Hello and welcome back to the Ard Buddies YouTube channel, the Bugs Cast podcast. We, of course, are the Ard Buddies. This time joined by the top Clash player, JB. What's up, JB?
Hello, hello.
So, we've seen recently that Clash is going to finally move out of beta and into early access at the end of this month / early July, pending any delays. And there's been a lot of visual overhauls. There's been a lot of game updates. Cards have been added from Firestorm slowly and steadily. But during the last few months, it's been I would say, rough alpha and okay-ish beta. And you've been the strongest soldier leading it.
I wouldn't say strongest. I would say the cannon fodder for it.
Oh, okay. The victim. You've been the victim, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody is the victim of beta Clash.
True.
Oh.
True.
I
It's a
remember
lot less
day zero though, or day one or whatever, with the Equilinks and it being like
my gosh.
infinite every time anything
Won the game on the
received.
spot. They do that
So,
anyway.
I mean, it's come a very long ways from that. Honestly, like it doesn't even feel like the same thing. Like it felt like Pixelborn, the Lorcana client, the first like few weeks, and then as they slowly started to change things, and now it's very unrecognizable from the early alpha period.
The UI is like night and day.
The deck
Oh my
builder
God,
is
yeah.
I like that way more. It's not perfect, but it is definitely a massive step up now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I logged on to Clash like right after they did like the massive like visual overhaul with the graphic and everything. I was like, oh my god, this is a completely new game. What the hell? It was great. Like it was. The game, I texted my group and I was like, oh my god, the game is functioning now. It's so good. It's beautiful. They
Getting
made
so
it
much
good.
more closer. Getting so much more closer to
Yeah.
full release. I can't wait for
But
it.
back to the deck builder. I remember seeing, I forgot who it was who tweeted it, but someone was saying that it would be like really cool to have a way we can visually see all of our cards in the deck in the
Oh my
deck
God.
builder rather than
Oh, yeah.
just going down the line of I have this many of this card, I have this many of that. More of a visual on that. I think it'd be very cool if they would implement something like that in the future, but I also know they're trying to push it for early access right now, so might not be in their field since they already have some functionality with the deck builder at least.
Yeah, they kind of have it. Like it's like a toggle where like you can click. It says show all cards in my deck, and it shows everything fully like that. But it's not like where you can have like all the cards and then you can see the cards that you want to put in. But it's getting better.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know right now they're also doing a lot of like bug fixes. Like, you know, you can still always report bugs, but I've had a lot of game-breaking bugs just come down on me recently playing.
Shout out to Laurels.
The Laurels,
on beta release,
the famous
beta
bug. We love the
Yep.
Laurels bug.
Oh my gosh.
broke the entire game.
Yeah, mandatory 3 of in every deck, and it broke the game immediately. How good!
And well, now it's no longer a 3 of, so
That
the-
truly
the-
was.
the ban list is finally a part of it, which is I'm gonna start streaming it a little bit more as we get closer and closer, because like I mentioned it because JB was in my Pokemon the stream this morning, and I was just like, when there's an actual amount of a player base that I don't have to go out of my way to ping people, then I will happily throw it
Yeah.
up on Twitch and sit there for a few hours and just grind a deck or a couple decks for however long until I'm bored or ready to move on.
Yeah, that's like the main problem with like the Clash client right now. Is just not enough people are on it where you can just like, I don't know, I just want to like get off from work, hop on Clash and just play a few games. I have to like go on my way through the Discord or other people who wants to like just play Clash, which not a lot of people have access to because not a lot of people have like the beta keys or whatever. So it's just mainly for all the electric people. So
And they've been giving them away pretty aggressively on like Twitter and such. So,
Yeah.
you know, every time someone gets one, hopefully they actually get to queue into a game and then not be like, oh, cool, I got a key and I can't do anything.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I remember earlier today in chat, someone's like, when does it's been a constant question that everyone asks in the Discord, it's just when's beta coming out? And Dan was just like, well, now because you got a key, and just drops a key for them. I was like, that's fun, that's cool. I do like that Dan's trying to get more people into it, because all the like, it really feels like everyone who got, I was one of the alpha package people.
Same.
I got, because I was like, this is huge. I was talking with some people, this is gonna be huge for content. Like day one, I was streaming it, and I feel like just because of how much of a mess it was, like day one, that kind of just took away other people. I know people had very vocal opinions about that as well. But we've definitely come a long way to where we are right now. I also really like the little teasers they're throwing out here and there. Like how the background in the beta, they threw the Exaltus art that's coming now in our Shire Stars month. And also how they're teasing the new potential, I don't know, it might not be confirmed, but the full art Ursa Den, the full art Argo.
Oh yeah.
That'll be
with
tight.
Yeah.
The card backs, yeah. Those
Yep.
those are really beautiful. I like this. I like when they showed the full art. What stadium was it? Temple of the Sun with like the soul in the foreground. It was so cute. I used it.
And now it's a card that you
that's
can
one of the
get
more
in this
beautiful
month's Shattered
ones,
Stars.
for
So
sure.
Yeah, it's great. Clash is very fun. I got in beta because Alpha was a little too rich for my blood.
So, in terms of Alpha, JB, walk us through some of the decks you've played from Alpha until now.
Okay, so the beginning of Alpha, I kind of was in it, but it was just it wasn't a lot. Like you said, they had the game-breaking bug where it's like if you had a stadium plus Equilinks or a stadium plus Kinleo, you got the power was literally over 9,000 at one point.
Reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, oh gosh, because there was no ban list and because of how the limited pool came at the beginning was, you really only had like 2 decks you could play. It was either Fives or Healstall. And
Everyone's 2 favorite decks from Elestrals. I don't know.
oh yeah, and I would say through Alpha and Beta, Healstall was the one thing that just kept around because it's like, well, it's like, oh, I have unlimited laurels, unlimited EQ, and it's like it was pretty bad. But it was the one deck that I played, and it was just as Rank came out because wasn't released right out of Alpha. I think it was maybe midway through Alpha or just as it entered beta that Rank started, and it was around that time that Volt Tempest came out. And Volt Tempest is like a hard counter to like heal stall. Because the longer they stall, the more it allows you to get Volt Tempest out.
Right.
And just
Makes
start
sense.
burning them and just vibe.
Yeah. And then through that, and that's how I got like most of my ranks. To be fair, like I started as not trying to get the top spot. What it started out was, I'll play a few games in between like downtime at work. I work from home, so like so sometimes in downtimes I can just like go on my second monitor, pull up Clash, and just catch people when they are doing that. But what really got me into like pushing the rank was that when he started winning, I started keeping track of the rank system, and at the beginning it was awful because, and when I mean awful, I mean it took if you lost the game, it took you 3 games to at least get that points back.
Oof. Very
Like
finishing.
I have a screenshot up on my monitor here about the forum I made, but it's at the beginning. At the beginning there was only 8. There was like 8 ranks, and each each level had 5 ranks, 5 through 1, kind of like any other ranking system, and the bar was like 100. So like it started at stone, and stone was 100 for the first 5, and then when you got the wood, it was 200, and so on and so on. and every time you won, you got minimum 80, maximum 120 if you want a win streak. But every time you lost 100.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
so
that's a
I
huge
That's
fallback.
a good
That's
way to
like
make
a
a rank
good
system.
fallback for sure. Oh yeah,
it
definitely.
was brutal. And I calculated it, and to go from Stone 5 all the way to at the time, which was Grandmaster, now Omni, it would take a minimum 180 games without losing.
oh,
Wow.
That's kind of crazy.
And
Yeah.
even
Which-
finding, a tenth of those games probably took hours, if not days.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And compared to the other simulators out there, Pokemon for Pokemon Live, it's to go from the base rank all the way up to, I think it's Grandmaster.
Master
it's
Ball, or
Master
Arceus
Ball.
is the
Ball,
top.
Arceus
Yeah,
tier.
yeah.
Yeah. It takes minimum 55 games. Master Duel was 115. So this was by far it's more than any of the top simulators
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah,
So
more
like
grindy for sure.
more
The
grindy.
games of Elestrals are not fast. They are longer. Yeah.
Especially with
their heal stall.
Yes, heal stall could be like 30 to 40-minute game depending. And
Yeah, plus every time you would play anything, it pops up with like, do you want to do this? Do you want to pass priority? Do you want to do this?
mhm.
Oh, second part of the effect is resolving. Do you want to respond? Oh, do you want to pass priority? Like, and the auto pass didn't work at the very beginning either.
No.
And it still kind of is confusing at most from like the very minimal dabbing I've done recently. But I feel like I spend more time queuing than I do anything else.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Every 5
Especially-
games, there's some like game-breaking bug. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Game breaking bugs there was of course Laurels, and the most recent there's still one that's still ongoing. For some reason in the rune roll, the second from the left of your deck, if you set anything there, it just won't activate. Like if you did Rise from the Ashes, you would cast Rise, but you wouldn't be able to cast the dude from your underworld, or you would be able to cast it, but you wouldn't be able to select the spirit. So if you're trying to do Blistrix, it wouldn't let you do Frost Win. It would just do all 3 Frost, and it's like great.
Awesome.
Nice.
I'm
Amazing.
glad
Oh.
it works.
Yeah.
It does revive. It does
Works.
revive it. It's just
True.
isn't
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, just
I can-
re-enchant it. Problem
Yeah.
solved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Don't
gosh.
worry about
The-
it. Just re-enchant.
The
Exactly.
worst was with the most recent. I would say the most recent meta deck that me and my buddy really grinded on. Shout out to Slasher. Me and him I make a deck, and he would always on the off hours I'm not playing, he's trying it out. But was of course everyone's favorite short-term deck Monarch, because
Oh,
we had,
Ooh.
I think it's been about month and a half of just Monarch
awful.
for us. I mean, it got a longer run than it did in the TCG, so
True.
Neat ass deck. I know there's a bug right now. In the Discord, there are 2 instances of this bug being shown, and they both include me because I'm the only person who's playing Nixamera on ladder.
Oh
And it's,
no.
if there's one spirit in Spirit Deck and you use Nixamera's effect in end step, the game freezes for both players, and then the Nixamera player wins on the spot. And that happened versus A-Drive, and that was embarrassing. To be like, I'm sorry the game didn't work, man.
oh my gosh, yeah, no, that happened to me too. He's like, "Oh, I earthquaked you down to 1 spirit. I win the game." Oh, hello.
Game bug? Game no
Game
work?
bug?
What happened to game? Oh man.
I mean, it is crazy to think like how hard this actually is for them to do, and like how far
course.
back the timeline has had to been
Yeah.
pushed across
Because
the board.
this was supposed to fully release or beta or whatever, was supposed to be back in March, right?
Yeah,
So
that
it's
was what the
way-
original
Yeah.
Kickstarter promises were. But I mean, it does happen. It's an indie dev, and the Lorcana client that it's based off of, like loosely, like it had problems too. And I very much enjoyed Pixelborn when I was playing Lorcana because it was a great way to test cards without spending a lot of money. But I think because of how cheap Elestrals is in the grand scheme of things, I think this is more of like a bridged paper for a lot of people once this finally comes out. And I think we're going to see like a lot of growth just from Clash. Because like, you know, I have it in our store, and JB's been there and played many times, and he'll hear me give the pitch to like people asking about it, like, well, hey, you know, there's going to be a client coming out, blah blah blah, and it'll be free to play, and they're like, their eyes go wide. It's like, I don't have to spend money to try a game, and then if I like the game, then I can spend money. Cool.
And especially it being the same format as the modern, as you know, the current TCG, except for, you know, missing cards and whatnot. But you know, I assume when a full release comes, they're gonna have most of the good card pool in there.
I think they're saying by like set 7 they want to get everything, like we're matching the clients matching the actual TCG modern. So it might be a little bit, but it's happening.
It'll be. I think it'll be great. Like I've had friends who are like, "Hey, Link, is like Elestrals good?" And I'm like, "I love Elestrals, and once Clash comes out, you can love it too. Hey, it'll be great."
Yeah, it'll be a nice way to like introduce people to it online, and then, you know, not have to like feel like a shill.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do. I feel like a shill. I feel like a shill. Pulls out a Lestriad playmat. I feel like a shill sometimes.
Hey, if Elestrals wanted to make me a shill, I will gladly be a shill.
I'll be a shill.
Same.
And I'm not like saying it in a bad way, but like people see it that way, and they're like, "Are you just like a paid son of a bitch?" And I'm like,
right.
I'm not paid. I haven't gotten paid.
Like,
but if they want to, I wouldn't mind.
I'll do it for free. I don't care.
Honestly, yeah. Just send me a creator box. I'll shill the game all day.
You want
like,
my empty
that's
ones
fine.
to take it up all the stuff? Let me take the uncut sheet down and roll it up and shove it in one of these.
I have no room in here, as you can see, for, you know, when I get an uncut sheet next premiere.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can't so either. But I just hung up those starter deck playmats.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
So good.
I can't wait for my starter deck stuff coming in. Like, I'm so excited to like just to crack it open and see what I can get out of there.
Yeah, my pre-order finally shows up like any day now.
Same. I'm still waiting on mine too.
Oh my lord.
But
holidays mess things up.
Exactly.
In regards to them finally pushing the big update, like we mentioned, was the ban list is officially in effect in Clash, and there are other things coming. They said the divine challenges are going to still happen, the raid boss kind of like gameplay mechanics. I'm curious to how those are going to go and what they're going to be like, and if there's ever a way we can like replicate that to a physical copy of like a different game mode for people to try. I know at like Pokemon regionals and everything, like we have the raid format where it's like 4-on-1. So I'd love to see what these are going to be like, and if we can find a way to like make that another way to get people to also play Elestrals paper.
Yeah, it's like
so
side events.
Cool.
It's like a big ass Zeus or Artemis, and it's like, kill it.
Yeah. Give it some health and call it a day.
Yeah, exactly.
But so JB, what do you ultimately desire from Clash now that where it's at? What do you still think it's missing outside of, say, like player base and cards?
Other than player base, the other things is all the kind of Clash expansions that you're saying, like the Divine Raids. The one I'm really excited for, and I know people that went to Dallas experienced this, kind of like you were saying, like, oh, if they had this at like the regional or something, is Draft. We unlocked Draft for Clash, and so I know a ton of people are excited for that. And I was gonna say, like, once early access or even when it comes out, I think I'll find myself more in that than range, just because it's something new, right? Like,
yeah,
because not a lot of stores that I know do the whole draft, like a draft format. We're kind of getting that now in the TCG with all the like the set championships where you can only build stuff from the set, but there's no really true draft format yet. So that's one thing I'm excited for.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I think if they like let you design your own cube and like get a party to draft with from, that would be awesome. Like,
Yeah.
cube is so much fun. I've played it a lot of Pokemon. Now I'd rather do that, so I can't wait to play that in Elestrals soon too, if that's what that is, of course.
And then we're still gonna get the Pandora's boxes, like mystery boxes of like full arts and stellar rares and stuff like that too,
I
for
can't
cosmetic upgrades.
Clash.
And I think certain tiers of backers also get those as well. So I'm curious to see how that will be implemented, but I assume everything will just be linked to your like Caster Club account, like where you just log in and it's like, all right, this is your Play Network account, it's your account for Collect, it's your account for Clash, and they'll find a way to link them all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
On top of that, they also just dropped the Battle Pass. We just got that out.
Battle Pass in this.
Kind of
Fortnite.
completed that because I like achieved. I got one achievement done. They're like, okay, you go up a tier, you get coins. Now you can skip 2 tiers. You get more coins. Skip 2 tiers. You get more coins. I did 2 tasks and I'm pretty sure it was intentional, but I got 2 tasks done and I was able to complete the Battle Pass already. Like, I'm sure it's just like a little test run. They put the price tag just in case, but they made it free. Like it's supposed to be a free pass.
Yeah, it pops up in sandbox mode, so it doesn't actually charge like your Steam wallet or whatever.
Yeah.
So it ultimately doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, there were actually 2 forms of that. Oh, you either got it to where you went to the Steam store and it's like $9.99, but it was sandbox. But I know some people where they were on the side of it costed 500 coins. So I think they were testing both of that because I was just saying, I think it'd be good to where it's not like you have to, if you want the battle pass to buy money, it's if you ranked up enough coins, you could also get the battle pass.
And that's like Fortnite almost too. Like you can you can buy the battle pass one time, and if you complete it, you're going to be able to, if you don't spend your V-Bucks on anything else, you'll be able to rebuy the battle pass every single time and get all those cosmetics as long as you're truly dedicated and loyal to the game. So I mean, that's a nice way. So hopefully there's those 2 options. I also don't like the option of like what Log was talking about, like where you got the coins and then you could skip the pass and get the coins and get the next level and just infinitely climb up for nothing and no effort.
Yeah.
I think being able to pay for levels is something that like I don't think they should do that. I really don't.
Or do it how like Fortnite did it. Like it's because each like skip is 100. Fortnite purposely made skips like 150, and they only give like 100 if you like complete a certain tier. I'm sure going forward they're gonna make it where you get less gold in the battle pass, or like make their own like different currency for it as well. I'm sure they just did it as a test run, just to kind of just like try it out if you really want to complete it on your own, because they got the task system working, the achievements. It's all working out. It's great. Like I'm just like playing random games. It's like, oh, you completed this. I was like, I don't know what I did, but I guess I did.
Yeah, you did the thing. You totally did the thing.
Some of the tests are really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think one is like, oh sorry, I think one of it, it's like do something with draw like 420 cards.
Oh yeah,
I know
there's like
what's
the
going.
420,
A-Drive,
69.
they had a
All
little-
right, got to put 3 Nog in every deck just to get there a little bit faster.
Yeah, I had one that was, I think, Special Cast 8 Elestrals, and I'm like, well, I'm playing Blizz for 3 games. This isn't going to be fun. And then one of them I went Snowlit Mill, Asprowl, Cedar Store, and I was like, wow, I'm really good at this game. Shit. God.
So now that we're getting closer to the first few Firestorm premieres, and as they've mentioned, they're prioritizing cards that are going to have 5%, at least 5% meta share cards that are getting prioritized. What are some of the cards that we think that are going to at least have that 5% in this upcoming premiere this weekend on the 7th that will hopefully get implemented into Clash sooner than later?
I'm hoping they finally just drop Ardbud.
Saying it's going to have 5% usage rate is
like there's gotta be at least 5% people on Antitan this weekend.
Well, I mean, you had some viewers watching the Antitan Direct. Shout out to that. I'll make sure I get the link for it in the description. If you missed that VOD, you can go check that out. And of course, if you're watching this, why not like, comment, and subscribe and support us? Check out everyone's links down below. But anyways,
True.
though,
Follow me on Twitter,
I
really
feel like
funny.
you may have influenced some people to potentially pick up Antite and grind with it this week and see if they can take it to the premiere. I don't know. You had
Off
some
topic.
double-digit viewers. So
Yeah. Off topic, I did the same with Moonrise for the belt build. When I first made that build, I was like, guys, this is insane. And then everyone was on it, and no one could play it right. And then we just all dropped it.
Oh, I
Worst
understand
conversion
that.
rate.
I
So
understand that completely.
watch that with this list I dropped with Suppression and Titan. Everyone's like, I'm going to try my own version. I'm throwing in the new moons. And we have terrible conversion rate again. I'm fully expecting it, and I'm going to be sad when it happens, but I'm expecting that to happen. But hopefully it's enough for them to finally add Ardbud, because you're telling me they added Ardvarum and Titan and no Ardbud, making the line completely useless.
and like the entire Spiders deck except for Frostmite is there right now.
It needs Frostbite so bad.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God.
Can't deal with Rabbit.
Yeah, I can't out-rabbit unless you draw Kinlia, which I have done, so... I think we all know the card that will undoubtedly have 90% usage. This guy, where
He's already in. He's already in.
Yeah, it's already in there.
But Full Moon's not in yet.
But yeah.
They can leave it out.
No. Keep that out, Clash.
Yeah, they can leave that out.
Now I'm I'm the Like Avoid's biggest hater. But you just have a worthless card in there. He ain't doing nothing. No one's casting a 3/2 Lunar for no reason.
I like how they said they're gonna do 5%, but they haven't thrown Argo in.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a little bit more complicated to code for whatever reason, and like because I would assume because of timing and how that actually works with like physical rulings too. I'm sure there's some sort of issue with the timing of like Argo coming into play, resolving, and then card coming from the deck like it, because like it's gonna have to, I'm sure, cost 2 instances in terms of like whatever kind of like way they're coding those cards.
Yeah.
They got Morfrost done. I'm sure they can get that done. If they're able to code each Morfrost and get that, I mean, I hope it works. But they're able to get that to work. I'm sure they can get Argo set eventually.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
for
they've
sure.
got Galaxy PTA Liar. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah,
Galaxy
I
PTA.
expect,
Who
like,
even
Champ.
knows what that does?
Jam Galaxy is probably gonna be ones they'll be coding in first, because I can definitely see that being like in the top 5 for the next premiere for the first one.
Oh yeah.
Or
Champ Galaxy and Liar are honestly awesome. I got smoked at locals by Mike. Shout out to Mike if he watches or listens to this, but he smoked me with like this Armadon plucky Galaxy deck, and then like, and he would put the Liar on my dude and swap me back and forth, so then like I couldn't, like Hearth did nothing for me, and like my War Mites were useless, and
Wait,
Liar
Yeah,
good.
Liar's a crazy card. I've been deck theorizing for that card for a minute with like this kind of like lunar solar like burn like deck with Liar. It's like really cool, really interesting.
Galaxy, but on anything.
Exactly. That's literally what the card says. I'm Galaxy. Deal with me.
I think it was in the recent Clash update video that they did announce what was coming in on this Friday, which is one is Champ Galaxy, and I think the other is Champ Fulgaris too.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Which
are the
are
two I
both
remember.
Ironically, getting new promo cards too.
Coincidence?
I don't know. Is
question
Champ
mark.
Titanium Strike in Clash it? That's probably
Yes.
another one I could see.
Yes.
It is
Mhm.
okay. I was
Everyone?
about to say that's another one because I know a lot of people are going to be playing that for Thunderstorms to like targeting Divine Runes in this upcoming
Yeah.
tournament.
Mhm.
I've also deck theorized with that. That deck actually looks insane. Like Thunder Toolbox, like with Thunderstorms, kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wait, this it cooks hard.
And the full art Thunderstorm, it's Chef's Kiss.
Oh,
like
it's
I think
beautiful.
that's
Yeah.
my
Oh,
that's my
yeah.
new favorite full art card. I think it
They-
really is.
They did very well with the full arts in Firestorm. I will say they are gorgeous.
I wouldn't be happy about pulling like Earthquake though. I don't think like some people would, but like we have our Clash Stellars.
That's what I'm
From,
saying.
you
know,
If there's a stellar
Founders
version,
pack,
I'll just
maybe.
play the stellar over a full art.
Like I
Yeah.
still have an extra pack sealed, so I don't know. I'm waiting for the right moment to do something with this, or either like do
Hey, I need a third
giveaways or.
tsunami and a third eddy and a third earthquake.
All right, $100 you can have it. No, I'm kidding.
$100.
I don't know. I don't know what it's worth. I don't pay
It's
attention.
funny you guys are saying that. I literally have a full art earthquake in my deck because I pulled that out of my starter decks.
Well, I mean, I guess that point because you ripped like what 10
opened
something
20
starter decks?
decks.
Yeah, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
What were you
I
searching
pulled
for?
more stellars than full arts.
Ridiculous.
3 serialized out of 20 starter decks. Listen, I don't know what you guys are doing. Go open starter decks right now because you might get lucky.
This is
Sorry,
in the
I don't have
mail,
the money
bro.
for it.
No,
I
stupid
can't
game
make terror
test.
prices.
Stupid game test.
Terrible.
Blisters are where it's at. Well, Moonride blisters are where it's at.
Yeah.
JB's luck
Yeah.
at the shop with the Moonrise blisters was like dummy good. Like I think you bought 2 and pulled a full art and a reverse stellar, and then you got more the next week, and then you got another stellar or another full art or both. I can't remember
both.
specifically.
Yeah.
But you popped
I
off.
had like a 50% conversion rate on like
Yeah.
high
That's
rarity.
actually a rarity.
The same happened at our LGS. I was with Warlord Leo. We were like, let's just open up some blisters. 'Cause that's all they had left. I opened them out. I was like, yo, full art Artemis. And he was like, yo, reverse stellar Voldusk. I was like, all right,
Oh
great.
my
Cool.
God.
Great.
That's all my pre-order is from Shop Elestrals for Firestorm. It's literally just blisters and like a pack of the Hermes and licorice sleeves.
Mhm.
Nice.
I would say another
So I'm
card.
gonna
Back on top of
must
Clash,
sign blisters.
another card I would love to see in there is Voldusk.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
full moon, the moons, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta play that the bow list still.
I'm sure it's a package deal for all of them together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, like,
Mine's
it took how long? You know, it took until almost Firestorm for someone to finally figure out the
how to
the
build
Voldusk
that
deck.
Yeah.
the good card.
The whole
I mean,
the whole point of Moonrise, and it took 4.5 months.
Different. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Dimax almost winning tournaments with every single box stoppers.
Fact.
Almost.
I'm waiting for Chronodile,
Almost.
bro. Give me the
Listen,
Chronodile. Like,
I will say, Dimax won a case tourney with Chronodile, like a 20-person case tourney, won it with Chronodile.
hell
So
yeah.
it happened. It just dropped early from the premiere.
I wasn't here for last week's talk about the Elestria with Hunter Surge, but I would have let the cat out of the bag that Diamax, even though he was in a different element, may or may not have helped me with like my decks and pulls.
What?
And
We
so
don't
like,
tell them.
I really wish that like we got to show off the pool gameplay, because those clashes were fucking awfully good. They were so awfully good. It was like the best jank pile, like the coolest tech. Like we played Voltempest in Wind with Ryceros against Blizzstrix, and I won 2-0.
That's
Hell
awesome.
yeah. That sounds so awesome.
It's just no way.
And then I against Kristoff, I think I played I can't remember what I played against Kristoff. Some crazy Fulgorix deck. In Wind. I mean, because it's kind of Wind, but still. Like,
Yeah.
It has
Hey,
one win.
Fulgorix goes
It is a win.
crazy.
Play
It's
with
a
that's
fun game,
crazy,
it's so
though.
good.
the swarms. You play with the Exaltaires. I don't know which one's which anymore.
Fornax.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wanted to play.
Okay,
in Fornax.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Fornax, did
Speaking
anyone
of-
else see the 2-month early release
The
on the
reverse
Elestrals
stellar
Link?
Shout out to Swole.
Stellar
Swallow my
Fornax?
nose!
That was
Oh.
so crazy to
I
see,
think my
dude.
favorite part is just everyone posting the picture from Dan saying someone's getting fired.
It's the B all over again in the Tritara.
The
Arrow
funniest part was,
2.0, bro.
oh my god. The funniest thing was right after you pulled it, all his lights shut off.
It
And
did.
it's like,
it
oh
did.
god, the ninjas.
The
Oh
ninjas
shit,
did
they're
that.
after him.
the Pinkertons or whatever.
It's really funny that happened because I always watch Stellar Kristoff's like 99 bundle opening like every single time like each month comes out. Every single time he always gets something crazy. Wind month he pulled 4 full art Avulets, but instead of having the normal hollow pattern, they had the the stained glass hollow pattern.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
like
extra for those.
and then like the lunar month in a random pack just pulled common Winjin.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, what's this doing here?
Whoops.
Yeah, that was also the day he pulled like 4 avioliths, I think.
I think they
Or
got to
stellar
open the window in the
avioliths.
factory. They're smoking too much in there.
Yeah.
Let the
Got
air
the
out.
420 quest done quite a few times.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro.
Oh man, I wish I could open some Shattered Stars. Unfortunately,
Honestly, that
I got
is
no
like
money.
really tempting me to go open up some Frost
At
Shadow
this point, I think the
Stars,
factory
bro.
just does it for memes. At this point, the amount of errors I've seen from Shatter Stars, I feel like they're just trolling a little bit.
I got
Honestly.
owned really quick about it because I retweeted it and I was like, this is secretly like Dan's new way of like
Of
leaking
stuff.
information. And he
Leaking.
replied,
Yeah.
and then so did Super Insane. Like, I got receipts, bro. Pay up. And I was like, all right, Dan, what's your PayPal? And he's like, just buy a blister next time you're at the shop. We'll call it even.
Very
But
nice.
Dan also said that he's seen the cryo scorches in person. From what I've heard,
No,
I
they're
think
not. No, we
they're,
haven't.
they're not
Sure,
real.
yeah.
They're not.
No.
I'm sure his uncle also works at Nintendo. Like, I'm sure.
Well, speaking of Nintendo, because I just got the reminder since Best Buy just confirmed my Switch 2 pre-order. I know it was on the Clash incentives. I think it would be really cool eventually to see, going back to the topic of Clash, to see the client hit the Nintendo eShop. I think
Yeah.
that would be something. That's a big outreach. Potential Nintendo Direct highlight of like going on and having Dan talk about it somewhat like that. Listen, they get Video Game Donkey to do that with Animal Well, like Nintendo's biggest op, and but having A Drive do that with Clash, I think that would be awesome.
yeah, this
Something
is-
really cool.
That
On
would-
top of that, I think Spectator mode would be great as well. It gives a big incentives to really promote more online tourneys. I know Flygon was really hoping that we got like that incentive. I think we were literally like 500,000 off. I was hoping for it as well because that just brings content. You just stream a tourney, you spectate those tourney matches, huge content.
Yeah, we see that
I
with
just love
Master
Switch
Duel.
in general.
And
Yeah. TCG
I mean,
live, online
live,
tournaments everywhere.
yeah, live in PTCGO, we've had to get creative over the years and find ways to do it through Discord and like double accounts and 2 windows and casting and sharing that way. We've made it work. But you know, having it natively in game allows for so much more like of an esport kind of growth. And I mean, with now having world championships and like qualifier points and everything, I think that would be a great way to incentivize like some sort of online circuit additionally for those who would like to play on Clash. I know that, you know, they used to have the digital app tournaments on Thursdays. I hope there's a world where we start to have Clash tournaments through the Play Network on Thursdays for at least caster coins. Again, another way to like, could you imagine like being an online only person and grinding those for every however long it would take you to get 400 and then like, oh, hey, cool. I've played this digital game for months and months and months, and now I can get a booster box for free plus shipping and handling. But still, like, could you imagine that? Like, that's someone's way to get into the game is to grind Clash, play in weeklies online, get caster coins, and then spend those for physical cards without ever spending a dime. Like, that's another great way that I think they should find a way to incentivize like online play. Because I mean, like with Pokemon, we have Limitless and Play Limitless for the online platform, and while the Play Network is fine, I think something similar to like a Limitless online tournament platform would be a little bit better for Clash than it would, say, like, you know, whatever else.
Yeah.
I think we are starting to get that now, at least. We've had a lot of like fan sites really just pop up and really have like big support for the electoral scenes. We have like how many like custom deck builders at this point?
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
And then we
there's
have
so coming out at
Primary
once.
Artemis's database as well, which is
Yeah.
cool. We just got Top Elestrals. I know they've been the dev has been grinding out. They're starting to get tournament results in that. They just made a deck builder, and now they have like an exporting feature that works across the other deck building sites that they all collab together. I think it's great, and it's really bringing huge collaborations within the community. And I'm hoping that, especially with like Top Elestrals, that becomes our version of Limitless. I think that would be really cool.
It could be. There's a cool chance, because I mean, like, the one thing about Elestrals that is, again, the biggest differentiator between other card games is that it is just so much more community focused than anything else. The fact that, like, I could see the team like reaching out and like, hey, those string codes you made as a community for all your deck builders, let's find a way to get that to work with Clash. Because like Lorcana had that in Pixelborn, and there still is some sort of resemblance of that in the code there. From what I've seen, like there's still there still is an import export function. It just doesn't do anything. Because no one understands it yet, or it's not fully implemented. But like there's a way they could make it work. They could easily work with all these teams and these creators and bring them all on and be like, hey, let's make this happen, and be able so people can click and play deck lists. Like I would love to do like a jank deck stream once a week. Like I'll clash with your trash or whatever. You know, I've been labbing it out. We just need more players and more jank lists. But I've been labbing out like a stream where it's like clash with your trash, where I'll take decks through Discord and play with them on stream and see what happens.
Spin a wheel, see what jank deck you land on, and play that.
No, I've got it.
So,
just Clash with Trash versus the first omnipotent player, JB, right here.
True. Content. That's content.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can make it happen. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot we could do with this, plus all of these like fan sites now popping up with all this content, and it's only a matter of time. I think Clash is just like the big push that the game ultimately needs to get into the hands of people who are hesitant.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's always hard to try and convince someone to like go to a locals and be like, oh, like how do I get in cards? And it's like you gotta go to the store, buy online, and it's just like if there's no locals around, then you have to go online and buy it, and that's just very discouraging to people. Where you should have like a free application, you can literally just hop on Elestrals. And be like, yeah, bet I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, try it. You might like it, and if you do, then find a scene. If not, play online.
Exactly.
Physically online or digitally online. You'll have two choices now. I mean, I've busted my ass to like build a local scene, and now we've got no less than 8 players every week for every event at the store. And JB can remember having 4 to 6 every week, and now that you've moved away, like now we like pop off.
Yeah, and now I'm busting my ass trying to get locals.
And again, if you build it, they will come. It's just a matter of time, and either finding your in at a shop, or proving that to them that there is a community and people who are willing to travel and play and make it happen. So
yeah,
I think Clash will be a big part of that.
Yeah, just today I actually got confirmed that one of the 2 shops is fully signed up for the organized play, so got that started up. Another one's starting up too. Yeah, but in terms of Clash, I kind of like Hunter Surge last week was I come from the Vanguard community. That's kind of my background in card games, and in terms of Clash, like it was also all over X, Twitter, whatever it's called, whoever I call it. When Dan first announced it, you had Vanguard like content creators and players going like, "How's this Kickstarter game get a free online client before an established industry?" And it's like, we had one. They canceled it in 2016, and now you have to buy the Switch one for $70. And now we have.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh! Don't get me started. It's like $70 for the base game, and then they have. And every time they release a new set, that's another $50.
What? No.
Shout out Deer Days.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Yes.
$120+.
Yeah, so honestly, when it was announced that this is free to play, all the base update is free, and the only thing that's like pay, it's not even pay to win. Anything that you pay for in loot boxes is just cosmetics, and it's like, well, cool. If I want like a Stellar Rabbit, I can get it through the pass instead of having to buy the base game, buy the DLC, and then And then if I wanted the upgraded versions, I could spend another $15 to get the upgraded versions.
Tight.
What a mess. What a mess.
That's yep.
That's
Yep.
wild.
So
Yeah, I was talking with someone who was like, it being free to play is just gonna make it like a training simulator platform, and I'm like, yeah, that's good for a growing game though. Like if you really want to grow a community, you make it a free game, and you give it this great infrastructure instead of paying $70 just to get into it without even having all the cards in the game. It's like,
And I mean, like, what's wrong with that? Because, like, look at Pokemon players. Like, I have a huge Pokemon competitive background, so like, Showdown was my life for like half my life, and now Pokemon's finally giving us a battle simulator, Pokemon Battle Stadium, that's coming on the
Yes.
Switch too. So it's
Yeah.
like, people love it. People want to just be able to hop on, play whatever they want to play, and just test out things before they
Mhm.
actually like go to premieres and tournaments or to locals and just give it a try. Like, it's so cool to have applications like that where you can really just go on and just do what you want, play what you want, and figure out like the best way to execute it.
Like if you look at Bandai card games specifically, like One Piece has a fan-made digital sim, and I'm surprised it hasn't gotten shut down yet. Because every time there's been one for any of the other Bandai card games, whether it's been Digimon or whatever else, they get shut down. And then they made one for Fusion World, which because they couldn't make Masters work because of how complicated and crazy Dragon Ball Masters is, they couldn't make it work, so they made another game, a whole other physical game, and it's also barely hanging in there even with a digital client, because the monetization method and card acquisition in that is just, it's pure dog shit. It's just so bad. And it's not any way to get people to play a game if they have to spend money to get digital bullshit to not even have a try. So like what JB said with Vanguard, to spend that much fucking money to play a digital card game?
Yeah, it's lit.
At that point, you're better off buying real cards and just shoving them up your own butt.
Honestly, at least you can, like, if you wanted to, you can flip them. If you're desperate, like the digital stuff, I can't even get my $50 back. I'm just stuck with this dog shit set, and there's nothing I can do about it.
That's so awful. That's so awful.
But on the topic of like the future of Clash, one thing I was honestly like just thinking about that would be really cool. They like we were talking about like, oh, doing the app tourneys a way to earn caster coins. What if there's like incentives like that you like earn in game that could possibly like potentially earn you stuff in like real life? Like let's say, hey JV, first Omni rank caster. What if Dan's all like, thank you for actually playing the game, we're gonna send this out for you, or like maybe like free
uncut sheet right
like
there. Right there, uncut sheet.
You heard the man. You heard the man,
big, big stellar rabbit.
Like, I think that would be cool. Like, I mean, if they even do it now, like, let's be honest. Like, first, like, top ranked player reaching the highest rank. I still think that's a huge achievement. Like, especially in beta. I think like there should be some incentives to that at least. Like in game and potentially out of game as well. I think there's huge possibilities with that.
Yeah, they have a lot of ways that they could bridge the gap. They really do. We'll see what happens. I mean, I wish the Kickstarter got just a little bit further, like you said, for the Nintendo Switch for spectator mode, because those would have been like the pipeline dreams to really push it even further. But maybe there's a world where it does well enough with money that they could put it back into Clash, and then maybe we do get those things over time. So, you know, there's so many things that they could potentially do, and I'm gonna love to see where it ultimately takes the game and the community further.
Yeah.
And I think that what they could do is like how with Firestorm they started doing like the code cards for caster coins. They can throw in another card that's for like for Pandora's box or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's the physical Pandora's boxes on the website. You could maybe buy one of those, and there's a code inside for Clash, or that you redeem into your Steam wallet, and it gives you whatever else. So, you know,
there's a lot of ways to bridge the gap, and from what I've seen of Elestrals, they're so good at talking to their community. Like, the community outreach is, and, you know, actually listening to the community, so good from Elestrals, you know, coming from Pokemon. They don't do that too much. They're iffy with it. They're bad
Well, we've rambled well and long enough.
Oh yeah.
So we're
Long
gonna have to
enough,
wrap this
honestly.
up here. So
Like
any
this.
any last thoughts? JB will give you the floor, of course. Anything that you want to say? Anything you want to add? Talk about Clash for just a little bit longer.
I was gonna say for in terms of just Clash, like just thanks Dan for creating just the Elestrals, but just in Elestrals in general, because just in terms of the recent years, the TCG pools, of course, kind of being saturated. You got a lot new other games coming in and stuff, but to be coming from his background, from being a kind of a PokeTuber into creating his own game and just listening to people is the biggest thing. And then being able to expand and be like, hey, I'm going to make a simulator that's free for everyone, and just how much the team has done is great because I was in terms of like being able to move, being to have this even even if it's still beta, having this outlet to still be connected to Elestrals and play it while there's no locals is great like like in some other card games like with moving there's not a local scene, so I'm like, well, I don't, and there's no simulator, so I'm like, I can't really play this. There's no connection. I could like talk to people and theorize, but I'm not physically playing. Still, at least contributing, upping my knowledge in the game. So it's just great that from where it was in alpha and where it is now, huge, huge steps. Early access is going to be phenomenal in just terms of the floodgates are going to open for player bases. So there's going to be a lot more people to play and a lot more streamers to do stuff, because right now in terms of Clash content, we get the occasional MBT video when he does it maybe every Monday after he's done his Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but there's no one else out there really right now showing the beta and stuff. So
It's just so hard to with the
yeah,
lack of players.
yeah.
Yeah.
So with early access being the floodgates open, I hope more, like you said, with you streaming it, but more people streaming it and getting it out there to the different audiences. Because right now it's kind of in like the back alley whispering like, oh hey, there's Clash, but it's still in a closed beta. But I don't know what it is because I don't know anyone playing it or streaming it. So that's why I'm hoping for into the future, seeing more people get out there and start streaming Clash. Like now that I'm fully moved and have a good setup, I might start just doing maybe starting up a Twitch or doing occasional just Clash streams, just because people need to go. The more it gets out there, the more people will be brought into the community, which then not only expands locals, but then next time we have like another open, we can, instead of 200 people, we might reach a 500 player threshold.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the sky's the limit. So we'll see what happens and how the overall community grows from Clash. But I've got nothing left to say. Anyone else?
Hop on Elestrals. Always.
Yep.
Don't put lunar phase full moon in. I hate that knowledge.
True.
Put
Well,
Voldusk and all the other ones in.
all right. Well, that's it from us at the Art Buddies. Signing off. See you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment,
Alright.
subscribe.
Do
Catch
all
y'all
that
in the next
stuff.
episode. Much
Follow
love.
us on
Peace.
Right.